Hey there, B. Out there grazing on some grass, baby. B, Josie. Yeah. Well, it's Memorial Day weekend. I'm gonna go out for a ride on the rancher here. Do a little bit of exploring. I'm over here on the Watkins Trail again. I don't know if you remember from my last video where I had the recon out. I went a little ways down here and there was a tree down that had fallen from that storm we had a couple of weeks ago. And I got the winch, on here, and I was thinking, well, I might go over here and see if I could do something about moving it. Trail really growing in, I tell you. Somebody already moved it. How about that? That was it right there. Well, that saves me a lot of work. I came prepared, but it's like somebody already beat me to it. I'm not complaining. But yeah, that was, if you remember last week, it had fallen across that way and was blocking. So, yeah, that's good there. Can't argue with that. Down in here, the trees got all the leaves have come in. It's like a canopy over you. Yeah, it's going down this downhill section of the Watkins Trail now. That's where you come up on the creek again. See all the ferns out here growing. Quite plentiful down here by this creek bed. getting over more of that grapevine. Luckily that time it didn't get wrapped up in the rear end. Cruising along about 21 miles an hour on this part of the trail. I love trails like this where you can ride and cruise like this good. Go up here a little ways and turn around, I guess. It opens up there. There's some more farmland, but we're not going to go that way today. I expect it's pretty grown up that way too. Yeah, I'm still cruising along on the Watkins Trail. I forgot about the speed bump right here. Swamp light's bit hard on that pine log there. Trail's dried out quite a bit more than it was last week. coming up on the back side of the Watkins Pond now. I came through here earlier. It looked like all the water had cleared up a little bit from what it was. It was kind of muddy last week where all the rain had filled it up. It's looking pretty normal now. Shotgun shells all over the ground here. Yeah, it's a good little fishing spot right there. The bank's clear. Good room to cast out. I see people fishing out here from time to time, so I'm sure it's some good fish out there. Old truck bed sitting over there on the back side of the pond dam. We're crossing spillway now. It's not really any water coming through it today like it was last week. That's the pond level stabilized now. Now the tobacco's been set out over here. I don't know if you can make it out. The plants are real tiny in those rows out there. Dusty. The swamp's drying up over there. Tobacco plant set out up here on the farm where B stays at. They were just put out about, I think it was about 2 days ago actually. I'm going to take a ride over here to the duck pond now. The hay's been cut out there, so it'll be alright to ride out there now. Like the ducks maybe there at the edge of the water. Pay them a visit. Hey there, buddies. Taking a swim? You taking a swim? Huh? Yeah. 2 of y'all. Yeah. Y'all got plenty of water in there to swim in now, don't you? Muddy looking water, too. Yeah. Water right up at the spillway there. The spillway's right there on this pond. It's rare to see it like that, I tell you. Yeah. All this hay that was out here last week has already been baled up, put away in loft and everything for the winter. Yeah, just riding through these tobacco fields as well. The plants are out there. They've wilted real bad in the sun today. Hard to see them. Well, it's dusty. Dust trail still hanging around back there. Land is real rich out here. You can tell by the darkness in the soil that it's got a lot of nutrients in it. See how the swamp path is down through here. Maybe it's not grown up too bad yet. I'm going to turn around right here. It's a better turnaround spot than getting way down there, because as I've said before, the rancher doesn't have the tightest turning radius. Now, this is a lot easier to turn around here than getting down that way. See, one try. I'm glad I thought about that this time. Slalom course. Trying to dodge those tree limbs, keep them hitting me in the face. That was a low one. Yeah, just still cruising around these tobacco fields. Thought I'd ride up here and show you this massive Ferguson tractor here. Huge. 8280. Yeah, that's a beast. Got dual rear wheels on it. Enclosed cab. You can see the tobacco plants out there a little better. How rocky this is now where it washed. It's like a cobblestone road. There's a big washout there. It's still holding water in it in that one little area. We'll take a ride up this way. Now, this little path here on the lower side of this pond dam here, big pond that's on top of the hill I was talking about in the last ride. whole thing right there is nothing but a solid rock. Riding over it. That's the only thing kept that road from washing away completely. And the little pond, the big pond. Taking a ride down this path here where the old hog pen used to be, over here on the right hand side, a long time ago. Across the creek down here. Noticed the other day when I was down here that all that flood water had washed these rocks to the center of this creek crossing right here. I have to try and go over this way to, don't want anything to really hit under there. It doesn't have to. That was some pretty strong current coming through there to wash those rocks like that. I'll take a ride up this path here. I don't have any idea how grown up it is. I hadn't rode on it in a couple of weeks now. Maybe it won't be too bad since it's kind of shady down in here. It doesn't get a whole lot of sun. Cross over right here, I believe. Grassy through here though. A lot of spider webs on the path. On my way back now. every time you come up to one of these mud holes, the frogs are jumping in the water, taking a dive. Like they're in diving class. Dark down in here. Plenty of shade. There's no shortage of that. Coming across the creek again. Really doesn't have any flow to it at all. It's real stagnant. This building right here on top of this hill used to be the hog pen where the hogs would stay in, get out of the weather and stuff, and they'd be fed at right there. Well, I was just playing around with the different settings on the rancher here. I've got it in the ESP mode right now. That's where you shift it manually with the thumb switches over here on the left handlebar. And I know typically I always ride with a Donaldo, and I just thought I kind of give you a little, or show you, how it does with it in the manual mode. It's pretty cool, It's actually a little more sporty that way, Nice having the option of, either driving it as a fully automatic or a manual, It's pretty cool, actually. All the four-wheelers I've owned before this have always been manual only. So, this was the first actual automatic one that I've owned. But as I always say, it's best of both worlds. If you want to change it up a bit, you got the option of doing so at the flip of a switch over here. Can't beat that. But typically, though, I do ride with it in auto for the most part. It's kind of rare that I do switch it over to the ESP, but water's kind of calm out there in the pond. This pond dam sure is rough where it eroded away from all that flood water. I went 13.8 miles so far. It's not really that long of a ride compared to what I normally do, but the trails and the gas line have grown up so bad, and as I had said in the video before, the ticks are just terrible. So far today I haven't seen any, thankfully, but I've been avoiding tall grass and tall brush as much as possible, so that's probably why. You get in stuff like that right there, you're asking for it, I tell you. I don't know, I mean, you know, if years past or any reference point or what, it's hard to say with stuff like that, but it almost seems like, you know, this time of year, May, June, you know, April, May, June, you know, ticks and stuff are worse. You know, it's almost like they've just hatched or whatever, and they're coming out of the woodwork, as they say, and it's like they're looking for something to bite, you know, and they're just crazy, you know, crawling all over everything. They get all over the four-wheeler like it's an animal or something, you know, that, hanging around on it like they're going to try and bite it, I guess. I don't know, but anyway. So, and then, you know, as the summer wears on, you know, August, September, stuff like that, I'm not saying you don't see any, but it almost seems like they kind of, they aren't as bad, you know, then, in past years anyway. I don't know how it'll be this year. It'd be nice not to have to deal with them at all. That's not reality. It's always going to be some kind of pest to come out, bother your animals or bother you, you know, mosquitoes, you know, anything like that that bites, you know, comes out during the warm weather. You got to be prepared to deal with it. Like riding through powder right through here. Drifting sideways with the swamp lights. First time I've done that, I was wondering if I'd still be able to break it loose back there. You can, you know, in the right conditions. Rancher, 2006 Rancher 350 ES two-wheel drive. He uses for getting around up here on the farm, and I just thought I'd show it to you. He's pretty well used, but you know, keep trying to get him to come and ride with me, but he's not really into trail riding like I am. He just uses his for hunting and getting around and spraying and stuff up here on the farm, you know, things like that. Right here is a Honda Foreman S model 4x4. It doesn't run right now. I think it needs a new coil or something or another like that. I heard it's one that stays up here on the farm. It belongs to a relative of a friend of mine that owns the farm here, but it's in pretty decent shape, but kind of rough at the same time, you know. Anyway, like I said, I think it needs some new ignition components before it'll run again. But yeah, that's a classic one right there. And just thought I'd show you that. guarding the barn, buddy? You guarding the barn? Yeah. Well, I'm back from my ride, about 16 miles today. Taking, got it up here on the wash pit. Gonna wash some of the dust and mud. A little bit of mud threw up underneath the fenders there in some of the places. I took the air compressor and blew a lot of the dust off of it, so it helped a whole lot compared to what it was before I did that. But yeah, but it did good though. It was good to get out for a ride. Nice day, comfortable temperature. It really wasn't all that hot, you know. I think it was about 77 for a high, so virtually no humidity. So it was a good day to get out and cruise around on the rancher. Hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.